All right. A toad is not a frog. No, that is misconception. All right. A tortoise is not a turtle. All righty. So everybody open up, everybody fire up Dreamweaver. Gonna wait till this thing fires up a little bit. Sorry it's so slow. So now what we're gonna do is press create new. First thing is create new. So if you look behind me, okay, so I'm gonna write all the steps down and hopefully this thing kind of starts typing. Yes. Page 2. Oh, you know what? Ignore page 2. Just go ahead and do the slide. So I'm hoping that this thing, sorry. Anybody going to Senior Sunset tonight? Any seniors? If you're going, you can take pictures and I'll give you extra credit for that, obviously. What's that? How do you have pictures on an event that just didn't happen yet? You took pictures already? Or Senior Sunrise. All right, that's what I meant. Okay, so, oh crap. Okay, click create new. So I'm going to type that up behind me. Okay, so what you're going to do is press create new. Then what you're going to do is it's going to be new document and then you're going to click on HTML. Okay, so HTML. And then what you're going to do is on the title, alrighty, on title, you're going to type in, we're going to call this robotics. Okay, we're going to do a website on robotics. Okay, it's going to be a pretty simple website, no frills. The doc type will be, so in title, it's going to be called robotics. And then, let's see if I can, all right, so then on doc type, it's going to have to be HTML5, okay? Press return. Oops, sorry.
Nick, your birthday's coming up.
I'm sure he knows that.
I know, but that.
Okay, so then go ahead and press create. Okay, so you should have this scenario. Okay, now you have this scenario. Okay, so again, it's behind you. Okay, press create. Owen, follow these steps that I have. Okay, should be available to you. Hopefully you're able to see it. And don't know why it turned blue on me. All right, anybody need me to look over their shoulder? Anybody? So the directions are right there. questions? Anybody have any? Owen, you caught up?
I think so.
Good man. Okay. All right. So next thing, what I want to do is we want to manage the site. In other words, we want to go ahead and click here and select Manage Sites. Okay. But before we even do that, let's go ahead and do this. File, Save As. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to save the first page. Okay. So you're going to File, Save As. Okay, it's all behind you. And then you find, now remember, this little arrow right here, it'll minimize it or it'll maximize it. So we want to maximize it. I would click on Download Infotech Practice 2, okay, and change this where it says Untitled to Index, okay. Save As, okay. Find folder. And then save as index. Now make sure the index HTML is all lowercase. Okay, everything has to be lowercase. So remember that. Index. Sonia, are you done? You're done with the CC whatever? Okay, and Lewis, you're done? Lewis? He's not hearing me. All right, so now you're going to press save. Okay, and that's it. And if you look at your Finder right here, you'll notice that it's automatically generated right here. So we're going to call this Practice 02 and HTML. So today I want to show you how to work with tables. Okay, tables are it's an old way of doing it, and but it's also a very unique, it's a very traditional way. And it sometimes is the best way. Okay, so some things like older guys like me, we've been doing this for 30 years. I've been producing websites. I produce hundreds of websites, and I've always used tables. I'm not a big fan of HTML5, but it is where we're at. I thought it was a big mistake that they changed it, but it is where we're at, and so we'll just do this. Okay. When you created your storyboard, how many pixels across did I ask you to create the storyboard? Remember? It's at least 1,200 pixels across. So you notice, first of all, one thing you need to do is, before you even do that, okay, on your workspace, and I'm going to type this down, okay, make sure that it is on split and design mode. So you go over here, make sure it's on split and design mode. Okay, so in other words, the top should be white, the bottom should be black with code, and you can drag this down. Also, make sure that your properties window is available. So go to Window and go to Properties. Okay, there we have it. And I like it floating. You may want it all the way down below and kind of drag it in there so you have it there. It's up to you, whatever is easiest for you. I guess I'll keep it here for now. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, you can keep it here for now. All right, let's show you how to create the first table, okay? And always, always, always save, okay? File, save. You may want to save all. Just go ahead and save all, and it'll basically save where you're at. Get in the habit of saving, okay? I'm going to say this right here. Get in the habit of saving. Of saving your work often. So again, you'll go to File, Save All, okay, or Save As, or just Save. Okay. Yes, sir. What's that? You can do the what site? Yeah. So what we did. So you're familiar with that. I hope you're okay redoing it. All right. Next thing, Mr. Richard, pay attention. Okay. Insert table. Insert table. Okay. The reason why I'm really emphasizing this is because this is not easy. So you want to go to Insert Table. Then once you insert a table, and again, please stop me if I'm going too fast. or if you want me to repeat something. Okay, this can get confusing, and it will. So that's why I want to take the time, and hopefully you'll listen as best as you can. Insert table, and now you got this dialog box right here. Alrighty, so what do we do with this? Okay, so we're going to create the first table, but let me first introduce you the web page content that we're going to create. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in over here in the search, Google search, and you don't have to do this, but I just want to show you, Wikipedia, and then type in robotics. All right, here it is right here, robotics Wikipedia. And here's the content that we're going to use. And here's the images. Some of these are really cool images. Robotics has a lot of information, including videos and including text, things of that nature. Alrighty. Robo-cart and robo-car. By the way, here's an extra credit opportunity right now. Who here can tell me what a Rolodex is? A Rolodex. A watch? No, Rolodex, not a Rolex. I get that answer a lot.
Isn't it like a small fire for holding names?
Jerry gets the extra credit.
Yes?
Nice.
Here's a Rolodex right here. This is what a Rolodex is.
Yeah, like we're holding like
one of those things.
Yeah.
index that rolls.
They use those, don't they use a similar thing for those mechanical?
No, it's better thing to say it's a dex that rolls. Okay.
don't they use
So,
those same
so
for
Owen,
mechanical
Owen,
tractors?
your next assignment. Okay, when you interview people, you're gonna compare. You're gonna do a skit where you ask this generation, and then you ask the older generation, like I'm not gonna name names,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm just gonna say, what is a Rolodex? And the teachers will be like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, and the students will be like,
cassettes and VHS tapes and stuff?
yeah, okay. How about this?
Go to the old generation new stuff. That
Pass the Ducci on the
What?
song. Lewis got it. Good. Sonia, I expected you to get it. You're the musician.
Oh.
So do I send you like an
Pass the Ducci on the.
left hand side?
She still didn't say it.
I got it.
Do I send you an email for extra credit?
Yes, send me an email. Lewis, send me an email. You get extra credit. All right. Pass the Ducci on the left-hand side. Okay. Yeah, 80s. You're never gonna get a better decade with music. All right. So 90s were good too, but I love the 80s. But then again, it's kind of unfair for me to say that because I went to high school in the 80s. I went to college in the 80s, so it was nothing but a decade of fun. Yes, sir. All right, so let's go back to Dreamweaver. And now you should still have the tables dialog box. So what we're going to do is this. Okay, this is where schematics come into play. So don't do this. Just watch me, okay? I just want you to watch. Let me see what this dude said. Okay. So you're good to go, Lewis and Sonia. All right. So let me go here, and let me just show you really quickly what it looks like. Let me go to... What's that? Hold on a second, please. So this is the website we're going to create right here, okay? So if I was to do robotics here, okay, so I'm going to try to create this. Insert drawing.
Do you have school spirit, Mr.
Do I have teen spirit?
No, school spirit.
Do I have school spirit? Yeah.
I have no type of school spirit, like fuck the school, fuck the students. I hate that.
Mr. Haig, what about this for a throw off the wall thing, a laser disc?
We need to produce, the film and media need to produce a school spirit.
Like show people a laser disc and see if they get it right.
Okay, yep, that'd be a good idea.
Because laser disc looks really close to DVDs.
Okay. All right, so then here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to create, this is the top banner. Okay, so, and then this is right here the menu. And then below that is going to be, another scenario right here, and I'm going to try to move this down a little bit and then color it in. So again, you don't have to do this, but just follow along and I'll show you. This is what we're going to aim for. Alrighty, and so I'm going to go ahead and put this into another color. So maybe that one. And then on the left-hand side, the Ducci on the left-hand side. So right here, I'm going to put this here. Alrighty, and then I'm going to go ahead and color this something else. So you notice that it has a difference. This is where content goes, and then this is you know, like a nav bar. Okay, so this is what we're going to aim for. So, but one thing you need to understand: the first table you're going to create is called container table. Okay. So this basically is sort of like basically it constrains the table. It constrains the content within the borders of that table, even if it's other tables. Okay. All right. So let's do this, please. So the first table is going to be called the container table. So what you're going to do is rows 1 and column 1, and let's go ahead and put table width 1200. Pixels, not percent, pixels. Okay, in Photoshop, I always tell you guys, pixels, not inches, and it happens every year. Somebody choose inches, and I got to stop and help them and kill Photoshop and start again. So, with the exception of Mariana and Sonia, they never made that mistake. Okay, yes, sir.
Pixels.
Everything's behind me? You see? Can you
What
read
about
that?
the cell padding?
Okay, not yet. Okay. So, I will go back and try to catch you up, okay? So, what I want you to do now, and I'll help you as soon as I'm done here. So, Mr. Owen over there asked a very good question. Border thickness, let's keep it at 1. Let's keep it at 1. And cell padding, okay, so cell padding is the thickness between the inside of the wall and whatever is inside. So in other words, if you took an egg and inside there's a mucous membrane, bless you, and all the yolk and the white stuff that we eat, the thickness is that. That is a space between the inside of the wall and the whatever, like say this cabinet, there's a cell padding of like a few inches. In other words, the cabinets are kind of in. Cell spacing is the thickness of the wall. So if this was the wall, cell spacing is this. Let me show you. Okay, so let's do cell padding. Okay, so please copy this and create this right now. Okay. So create table. Okay, so container table. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask that you create row 1, okay, column 1, columns, okay, equals 1, and then you want to have a table width of 1200, all right, pixels, and then you want to have cell padding. I usually keep it at 10 pixels, okay, 10 pixels. Cell spacing is 0. Pixels. Okay, so because, well, I mean, I always use padding. So, all right, so let's go ahead, and what you're going to do is press none header, caption none. Let's press OK, and I will go around, and as you can see, this is what you should have. Ooh. Okay, so now you'll notice that if you put the cursor in here, if you notice you put the cursor in here, the space where the cursor is blinking and the left side of the table, that's 10 pixels. Yes, sir.
What's the green line on there?
The green lines is just sort of like a guide. It tells you how it confirms the pixels here.
Pixel size?
Now, what you can do if you want to change this, now again, put the cursor over the border. Put the cursor over the border, and then down below, okay, let me go and bring this up. Look at this, okay? If I select the table, if you notice the cursor, the way it looks, notice that the rows, the properties of that table is right here. I can go ahead and reduce the size to 1100. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 1100. Okay, and press enter. Notice that you got more space on the right side.
I got less space.
Less space, right. Okay, does anybody need me to help them or explain this again? Please ask. This can be kind of weird. Okay, what's up? The what? You sure? Paul, what's up? Okay, let me go back there. So I'll pause recording. So what I'd like you to do is, instead of cell padding, let's go ahead and put a 10 on cell space, and let's see what happens. Look how thick the border is. Okay, see that? So let's keep it that way, all right? And also one last thing, okay, is that I'd like you to put a line to center. A line to center, and watch what happens. It aligns to the center, okay? So open properties box, align center. So basically you're keeping the same thing here. Okay, copy. So you're going to basically we're going to add cell spacing. Okay, again, we're going to keep doing this, and you guys, before you know it, you'll be getting jobs, and you'll be like, Mr. Haig, I made $7,000, $8,000 more than you did. Okay, cell spacing. Okay, so align equals center. Okay, everybody got this. The thing is that you got to remember one thing. These two tags right here, and we're going to go into tagging, okay, after we finish this. But I want you to pay attention, okay? So, Mr. Jonathan, one thing I want you to look at is this, okay? The last two lines has to be this. /body, /HTML. Those are the last two, okay? And if you notice, this is the head section, okay?
Oh.
This is the head section. This is the beginning of the head section. This is the end. Yes, sir?
The body's like the meat and potatoes of the website, huh?
You got it. So the head, okay, your head starts here, it ends here, okay? Some heads are prettier than others. The body,
Mine is deformed.
oh, well, no, well, that's your saying, not me. Okay, if you got body, okay, right here. This is the beginning of your body, which is actually right here, and then the body is your legs, obviously, okay? So that's what you got to do. A lot of your tables, for some reason, ended up outside of the head, outside of the body, so it was deformed, yes. All right, so we don't want that. So we will learn HTML coding, okay? Yes, sir, Mr. Paul? Okay, so let's save it, file, save, and this is being recorded, okay? So file, save, everybody good? All righty. Now this is just the container. This is the eggshell. This is the inner wall. Now we got to put stuff inside the room. Okay, so we got an empty room here. Yeah, so, and feel free to do this. Drag this down. Okay, you can drag this all the way down. Okay. Okay, now but notice that the cursor is in the center. Okay, but that's okay. Because with the cursor, you notice, just like in Photoshop, okay, it changes according to what you're going to be doing. Now, because the cursor, now we're focusing on the cursor inside the cell, we got to make sure that it starts on top. Okay, so if I start typing, look at this, I'm just typing. That text is right there in the center. Well, let me show you another thing. Right here, you should see horizontal and vertical. Okay, do you see that? Horizontal and vertical. Owen, do you see it?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh.
Look,
I figured it out.
Adam, do you see this? Are you good?
I figured it
Okay, you should be raising your hand then. Okay, are you okay? You want me to go there? Okay, yes.
Figured it out.
Okay, so for the rest of you, go ahead and play around with left, center, and right, and also vertical, top, middle, and baseline, okay?
Okay, cool. This is very cool.
I will update it as soon as I'm done with that, I promise you.
Alright, I'll come to you because I want to see like if my grade goes up to an A or.
Okay. I'll do it ASAP. All right, so if I do horizontal center, notice the words go in the center. Notice if I go on top, okay? Now it goes on top. What I'd like you to do is horizontal to be default, which is always left, or you can choose left, it's up to you. But it should be default. It doesn't matter. So it should be default top, okay? Everybody do that. So are you with me? So now you can go ahead and delete that words and make sure that the cursor is on the upper left. All right? All right, Kyron, you good? Adam, you good? All right, Lewis, good? Heather, you good? All that thing again? Destructive back there. All right. Okay. Oh man, I was still recording. So now what we're going to do, if you recall, we're going to create this right here. Alrighty. So the first one is going to be another table. How many rows and how many columns do you think the top banner should have? How about this? We do this. Okay. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this so that it's. Let's see. I'm gonna hold on a second. Change shape, order, rotate, center. Okay, so I got to change this. Again, let's X out of this. I'm gonna put in. This is what I like to see. I'm going to. I guess you can't really do. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm also going to do this.
2 columns.
2 columns, that's right, correct. 2 columns, 1 row. Why do I have to do this? Okay, because over here, okay, I might put in a logo. Okay, so this could be a logo. Up here could be contact info. Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so here we go. So next thing we go to
Not me, right?
no insert. Well,
No, we didn't.
okay. Go to table. Okay. So now this time one column. I'm sorry, 1 row, 2 columns. Do not press enter yet. Hear me out. The width, okay, doesn't have to be 1200. No. At this point, okay, remember, there is an imaginary outside container. You don't need pixels anymore at this point. You can just choose 100%. It is 100% of the width of that container. Okay? So let's go and write this down. First inner table, okay, which is for the top banner. Okay? So it is going to be 100%, okay, width, okay, of the container. Okay? And then the border thickness, I would keep it at 0. Cell padding, you can keep it at 10 if you like, but you may want to reduce it to 5.
1200%.
Not 1200%.
That's a lot of percentage.
Okay, it's supposed to be 100%.
That's a lot of percentage.
So table width, Okay, so I'll just write this down. It's right behind you. Okay, and then the border thickness is 0.
What do you say? What's up?
Then we got the cell padding at 5%. Okay, at 5. All right, so it's right behind you. And then, okay, I forgot to put this down. Based on the schematic, now if you have a top row with 3 columns, then you do that. But based on the schematic, okay, 1 row and 2 columns, okay? So now let's go ahead and do this, and go ahead and press, if you're ready, go ahead and press OK. Notice that's what you have now. Look at this right here. If you highlight this, if you click on this table, you'll notice that it highlights the code right there. That is it right there, okay? So here it is. It starts out right here. You can actually, I'm going to return this, okay? So if you notice, this right here is the table we just created. Width is 100%, border is 1, cell padding is 5, exactly what we put in. TR is a table row, stands for table row. We're going to go over this. TD is a table data, and there's 2 of them. Let me go up here. TR right here is 1 row. This is TD right here. I'm going to write down. And this is TD. So 2 table datas, 1 row. Okay? Just saying. So you may want to type here logo. Let's put contact. And now you can also bring this across. See, look at that. So the logo or other things, you know, you may want to get information like, I don't know, go to your favorite website. I don't know what that might be, but let's see. I'm going to go to my own. Not, okay, mine's weird. So I've got like my information. There's my logo there. All right. So if I went to New Harvest, I don't know if they'll.
Picture of yourself?
No.
No pictures.
I'm gonna save it to my wallpaper.
Why?
I just look for it.
Okay, you're weird. No, you're not. Okay, so if you, jeez, what's wrong with this thing? It's not open. Okay, I guess I'll try here. So if you notice right here with New Harvest, the logo's up here and the information is over here. So more than likely we'll do that, okay? And then below it is going to be a series of links, okay? And I'll show you how to do all this. And let's see, where are we? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the second one. Alrighty, so the second part right here, if we went, sorry, I'm gonna have to kind of go to the, okay, here it is right here. So here's the menu part, okay? Now, you might think, okay, with the menu part, it should be divided into several sections. Anyways, what I'd like you to do is put the cursor to the right of the table, if you can. If you can't, what you can do is select the table. See how I'm selecting it? Okay, and then just press the right arrow. Right arrow will put the cursor. You notice the cursor is right there. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Okay, so if I can do that, I'll put down. Okay, so you need to create a new table. So place, select a table, and press the right arrow. The right arrow. Cursor will appear to the right of the table. All right, and that's how you happen. Now what you can do is press return a couple of times, and now the cursor stands by itself. Okay, so that way. Now you want to create the second table.
Your first name is James?
I guess. Gerard. All right.
Gerard.
That's your name. All right, so notice how many columns, how many okay, so everybody do this themselves. I'm going to insert table, one row, one column.
100%.
Absolutely, and I would keep table padding at 5. Now the reason why what I welcome you to do at this point, okay, is type in home, okay, skip a space, and there is this this horizontal line, okay, horizontal line there, which is right above the return key on the right side of your keyboard, or right below the delete key, okay, and then you want to type in page 1. Again, do this. The easiest way to do this is this. Once you do this, okay, I'm going to highlight. You notice that I included right to the right of the horizontal line, all the way to the space, because I need that space. Okay, you can copy the space. I'm going to do Command C, and then watch what I do. Oops. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, so you got to select the the horizontal line. So select the horizontal line and just change 1 and then 2. I mean, if that's what you want to do, and just keep it at 4. That's good enough right there. And also, if you want to center this, okay, and then what I'm going to do is put down contact. Contact usually the last one. So now if I want to center this, I have the cursor. Remember this right here, horizontal, center? I can center my links right there. Okay, or I can make it, if you want to do a right align, that's good. That may be a mistake. Okay, let's go ahead and center it. Okay, or you can, as I said before, there's going to be more work involved. All right, everybody now save your work. File, save. Okay. Okay, next, now let's go on to the next one. And now we got the main content and the left nav bar. So we are now going to produce, again, I got the cursor where it's at. If you don't have the cursor, again, select the previous table, press the right arrow key, make sure the cursor is blinking there, and then go ahead and return, insert a new table, insert table, one column, one row. How many columns? 2. At 100%, keep cell spacing at 5, press OK, and there you have it. Okay, you can put down content. You can put that right nav bar. Okay. And also, like I said, you kind of want the menu to be connected in a way to the top, but the content, this table might be a little bit too close. So what I would do is highlight this, and let's see if I can press the left arrow this time instead of the right. See if I can find it, and I don't know if I see the left arrow. Yeah, you see it's kind of blinking there? See it's blinking? So I'm going to press return and kind of add a little space between. I will shift return. There, all right, if you want to add a little space, that's okay. So there it goes. But you can always undo by Command Z. And what I normally do is press Shift and then return, and that's a less amount of space, okay? So to press Shift, so I'm going to try Shift, return, okay, is single space. Single space, okay? Just plain old return is double space. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Okay, so that's what we want to do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. It's 7 minutes, so let's go ahead and save your work. File, save. Now let's go ahead and manage this site, please. Okay, manage this site.
What's that other one say?
What's that?
The other second column?
The right nav bar. Okay, final thing we're going to do is we're going to manage this site. All right, so what we do is everybody with at this point. Who? Lewis, you need me to catch you up? What's that?
The new iPhone is out. What the fuck? This shit looks terrible. Same thing as the 13.
Okay, let's do manage sites, please. We want to manage this site. That's great, no problem. If you did in the beginning, so Owen already did it. Let's catch up with Owen. So everybody, click on here. Okay, Jerry, have a seat. No. Okay, it ends when I tell it to be. Okay, so click on Manage Sites, and this time what you're going to do is you get to this Manage Sites, and what you're going to do is you're going to create a new site. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type it down here as well. And by the way, these notes are going to be available on my website, Haig's class. So Manage Sites. Okay, so you drop-down menu,
Have to edit some more videos.
click on Manage Sites. Okay, and then what you're going to do is press on New Site. Okay, new site, and let's call this site name Robotics. Robotics. Okay. And then what you're going to do is where it says local site folder, find the robotics folder. Okay, and find practice 2. I should have had you name it robotics, but that's okay. Okay, and then go ahead and press choose. So you should have robotics on top. You should have this sort of pathway below. Okay, and then press save. Okay, so there you have it, and then it'll be right here. If you click on press done, and you'll notice that the index file is right there. Okay, and everything else is going to be there too. And we will continue tomorrow. Any questions? I will have this video available. Okay, stop and